Athlon's being one of the big magazines that's been released here. All the big, this is the time of year. All the magazines get released. Athlon's looking at a first-team defense that includes Jared Verse. And so he's getting the preseason pub notoriety that you would think he would get. We see Jeremiah Trotter from Clemson on the first team as well.
Yeah, Jared Verse definitely getting some good recognition. I think he got his name out there week 1 against LSU during that matchup and really showed his ability to perform when it's the biggest stage, and that was the biggest stage he'd ever been on. But definitely when you're facing LSU, another major brand in college football, he showed up and showed out. And, that will be another matchup we'll watch between him and Will Campbell, who was a 5-star, highly touted tackle for the Tigers. Got his butt whooped, and, that's what we kind of expected going into it. But now Will Campbell's had the experience. He's gone against some good SEC defensive ends throughout his first season, and he will do the same, and he's going to face Jared Verse once again in week 1 in Orlando. But Jared Verse getting a lot of recognition as deserving, and it was an impressive spring from him. Not much of a change, nothing much crazier than what we saw during his first season when we saw him in camp, but a lot more technique sound, I would say, from what I saw in the spring, and really taking care of his body, not going overboard. So trying to keep him healthy and stay that way will be humongous in what Florida State's trying to do and make a run in 2023.
FSU is also going to run into Cam Kinchins, one of the best safeties in college football out of Miami. And week 1, that big matchup against LSU and Harold Perkins.
Oof, that kid's
he's
good.
Crazy good.
Yeah, that's going to be one that I can't wait to preview, just because of what Florida State's going to be bringing offensively. Like it just should be. Just sign me up type of deal. If you like college football, I know there's a lot of college football just fans in here, not technically all FSU fans, but if you love college football, week 1 FSU LSU is about as best as you can get matchup wise.
Yep. Yeah, he jumps off the screen. He took over some games for them, especially going down the stretch. Then they're on the second team, got the transfer coming in from Virginia, Ventrell Cypress. So any comments you have on him and Logan, and anybody that's missing from the first few teams and going into the third team? We got Johnny Wilson, a wide receiver, and we've got that seems to be it on the FSU side. Anybody else? If there was going to be another player, we'll take Jordan Travis out of the mix because he's the obvious one. Somebody that's going to be a first, second, or third team All-American at the end of the season that's not one of those 3 players.
I sort of want to – it's between 2 players. I would say Fabian Lovett or Keon Coleman offensively, Michigan State wide receiver transfer. We talked about him quite a bit last week after he picked Florida State, but, just going off of, and we'll see how well Mike Norvell and Ron Dugans and Coach Atkins, how they're going to be able to utilize him. But that could be a player that might be missing on this preseason list from Athlon. And then defensively, Fabian Lovett, if he can stay fully healthy and he can start off this fall camp being at a full steam ahead, that's a player that I think is one that might be getting overlooked just a tad, just because of the impact that he made last season. It showed a ton, because right after he got hurt, and it was an LSU game, Florida State was kind of hurting internally there on the defensive line on the inside, and was having some fits with some of the run game defense that they were going against with some of the run game. So Fabian Lovett, if he's able to put on and grab some more sacks, I know statistically that's going to have to be upped quite a bit, but he makes an impact that, could put him onto a list that, like, maybe we missed him a tad bit. But Keon Coleman offensively, Fabian Lovett, Those are probably two right now, just going off of the spring and then what I know Keon Coleman was able to do at Michigan State and go against some good competition and show up for some primetime games. I think that might be another player